In the midst of the glitter and intrigue of 17th century France, a name emerged, shining brightly, only to eventually fade into darkness. He was Nicolas Fouquet, a man who soared too high, forgetting that there was a harsher sun above. His story is a valuable lesson about ambition, luxury, and the brutal dynamics of power. In 1653, a golden opportunity came to Fouquet, a brilliant young lawyer. He was appointed as the General Treasurer of France, a key position that gave him full control over the nation's finances. Under his leadership, France rose from the economic crisis that had long plagued the country. Fouquet was not only intelligent, but also a visionary. The royal funds flowed smoothly, and numerous large projects were successfully initiated. He was an exceptional treasurer, bringing stability to the kingdom's finances. However, behind that brilliance, there was a whisper of ambition that never faded. Fouquet felt he deserved more. He wanted to be recognized, respected, even equated with the rising King Louis XIV. For him, being a behind-the-scenes official was not enough. He wanted his shine to be seen. To realize his ambition, Fouquet embarked on a colossal project: the construction of a palace, not just a residence, but a statement. Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte, a masterpiece designed to rival even the Palace of Versailles, which was yet to be built by the king, with beautiful gardens designed by André Le Nôtre, grand architecture by Louis Le Vaux, and interiors adorned with opulence. Vaux-le-Vicomte was a reflection of Fouquet's boundless power and ambition. In 1661, Fouquet invited King Louis XIV to a grand celebration at Vaux-le-Vicomte, a party that would be written in history. Music played, mesmerizing dances unfolded, lavish dishes were served, and the finest entertainment was presented. Louis XIV, as the guest of honor, sat amidst the crowd, surrounded by nobles. However, behind the king's faint smile, something began to stir. The king gazed at this unimaginable luxury, this palace, this party. How could one of his subordinates build something more magnificent than what he had? How could a mere official outshine the king himself? Jealousy began to burn in Louis XIV's heart, not just because of Fouquet's luxury, but because of the threat to his power. Power cannot be shared. He could not allow anyone, not even Fouquet, to feel more powerful than him. Louis XIV decided Fouquet must be punished, a punishment that would serve as a warning to anyone who dared challenge the crown. Just weeks after the party, Fouquet was arrested. The charges: corruption and abuse of power. King Louis XIV not only accused him, but publicly humiliated Fouquet. And as a harsher punishment, Fouquet was thrown into Château d'If, a prison on a remote island. There, far from the luxury he had once enjoyed, Fouquet spent the rest of his life. However, despite being imprisoned, Fouquet left an indelible legacy. Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte stood firm, a symbol of his ambition and dissatisfaction. And ironically, that palace became the main inspiration for the construction of Versailles, the king's much larger and more magnificent palace, which has now become a symbol of Louis XIV's absolute power. The story of Nicolas Fouquet is a valuable lesson. Never compete with your superior. Uncontrolled ambition, the desire to exceed limits, can lead to ruin. No matter how smart or capable you are, if you don't know your limits, you will fall. Because power, if not used wisely, can become a weapon that turns against you. Fouquet fell, but his story remains eternal. A reminder that in the world of power, sometimes the best approach is to conceal our strength and never draw excessive attention to ourselves.